Welcome to Culture by the Uncultured. We're your host, Sam, Sunny, and Taylor B. So, on today's list of things, we wanted to start with a pretty grave topic. It's pretty serious. I'm sure everybody knows on March 31st, 2019, pretty much a pillar in the hip hop community was shot and killed. Unfortunately, Nipsey Hussle passed. Most people know him through his music. A lot of people knew him through his work in the community. He always was always hustling. He had owned many buildings, many businesses. He was trying to blossom his community and make it something real nice and pretty. He came from nothing and he brought it up and got a whole lot of something. The hip hop culture will definitely miss him. People everywhere, people in a lot of places are definitely going to miss him. People are doing tributes and many vigils for him today and probably for the rest of the week. The rap world will definitely miss him. This being said, I just kind of wanted to give our thoughts on, basically just what we know about him, maybe for the most part, and then what we may think about what's to come from this, and potentially why this all happened.
So, not gonna lie, I'm not a big West Coast fan. Neither am I a big East Coast rap fan. I do appreciate that all sides have a different sound, and they all rap differently, and it's what's built upon a hip hop community. With that being said, I only know Nipsey for a couple songs. But what I will say is he's a good person. I have respect for everybody who goes out there in their own community, gives back, builds up the community, teach people how to hustle the right way instead of hustling the wrong way. He built himself up from like hustling on the block to eventually owning half of a strip mall or the whole strip section. Came from Crenshaw, which I understand, from my understanding, is a rough area. He has a lot of respect from rappers of both sides of the category of Bloods, Crips, who's East Side, West Side. He's gonna be missed. I know he had a young kid, a baby, and I just think it's a tragedy for the culture through and through.
Sonny, I know you're not very familiar with Nipsey Hussle, but if you just, based off of what you've heard, I guess, so far from either, friends, family, what you may have seen on the internet, what do you think about this potential man or the person that people are trying to remember Nipsey as?
Well, you told me that he was shooting a documentary about, who was it again?
Dr. Sabi.
And based on what you told me about him, I mean, I know they say it's gang related, but I felt like Sam told me that he kind of spoke against that kind of lifestyle. So I guess I feel like, I don't know, it's convenient for media to immediately say a black man who is a rapper died from gang related violence. It's easy to just say that, and then everybody just says, okay, yeah, that sounds right, and moves on. So I assume there's probably more to it. I did see that there's surveillance footage, and they say it was from someone he was talking to, and they felt disrespected because they had heard that he snitched to police or something, so he left and came back to shoot him.
Wow, you've heard more than I've heard, apparently. Jeez.
Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, it just was updated. So, yeah, he came back 3 times to shoot him.
That's
Still,
crazy.
that's not necessarily gang related. I don't know why they automatically say that, but
Well, you know what they automatically say is
well, yeah, I know why, but
he has the music video. It's YG where his whole half is blue and he's saying "cuh," and of course YG's side is red. He's
yeah.
he's known for wearing those blue hats. Saying "cuh."
One even in the fuck Donald Trump video, there's obviously red and blue in that video too. I saw that when we watched that earlier today.
Yeah, but it's like all things in the media. Once someone gets shot, killed, or whatever, they have to go back and they have to dig and find every little thing that's negative about that person and their lifestyle.
Mainly when they're black.
Mainly when they're black. Never mind the fact that he was a man who owned a business, spoke positivity to all people, had a baby, he had to live for. But that doesn't matter in today's society. It's the fact that it's a black man that was killed. They don't want you to feel too bad about it. Although he actually did a lot for his community, bringing up his community, bringing up people in his community.
Which makes you wonder, why would someone shoot him from, I assume, his community? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's mind-boggling, really, and I think that's essentially why the conspiracy theories come up.
Well, I say it's because people don't have a sense of like culture, and they don't care what you're doing as a person. I say it all the time. So like shootings in black neighborhoods happen outside of school, not inside of school, because you're getting your education. They're not going to go shoot up the school. It's targeting one person. But I feel like in this situation, if you had issue with him, but he's doing great things for the community, there could have been another way. But people don't see it like that. It's anger, it's rage, it's money, it's whatever is that driving force is all that matters at that moment. You feel me?
Mhm.
More than
It
feel
doesn't
you.
matter. It doesn't matter who it is.
And that's why I had brought up originally before, Sonny said that what the potential situation might have been. I was like, even money, like if the person felt wronged or they wanted something and they're just blinded at that point, basically, there's nothing he could have said or done to change the outcome of that situation. What,
Yeah.
even talking to him, people who are raised a certain way, like, they kind of command a certain respect, and you give respect. So it's like, if it was a situation that was, extremely negative and the guy came up to him and tried to talk to him, even if they try to talk at first, let's say the accusation gets thrown out, right? That's probably going to immediately be taken as disrespect. So disrespect is definitely a potential thing that was thrown right back at the guy. So whether they had like an actual in-depth conversation or the guy just ran up on him and it was over in an instant, he had his mind made up. He didn't care about what Nipsey was doing. He didn't care about his family. He didn't care about who he knew or who he would have to answer to after that. There's just people out here are there's a lot of people out here that are cold blooded, and I don't know that it was a snitching thing. I would never put that on somebody on his reputation at all. If that's what they're saying out there, then that stuff is pretty much unforgivable. It's almost that's why people are saying Takashi 6ix9ine will never have a career again because you can't be out here snitching. But I would never say that about Nipsey Hussle. I would never say that. I don't know that. I
Well,
would never put that on him.
I don't care who you are and what your view on the matter is. It's like nobody deserves like death by the hands of another man in this
Oh,
life.
absolutely.
Like
You're absolutely
I
right.
don't care what they did, unless they like try to kill you or did something horrible to you that deserves that. Snitching, whatever. I get it. Snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
But from what I learned when I was growing up was you snitch, you get your ass beat. You don't get shot for snitching. You just get beat up.
TMZ says, we're told Nipsey asked him if he had snitched to cops in the past because that was the word on the street. So I think we're talking about possibly the
So
shooter.
the
Oh, the shooter
shooter
was
is the one that potentially
Yeah,
evidently snitched.
snitched.
potentially the shooter.
See that even that alone changes everything, and it's
So,
just like
and then the shooter felt disrespected by, I guess, that questioning probably, and that's why.
it almost makes you wonder how much of an outsider that person might have been, even if he's known. Like I know that they're saying that the shooter was known to by Nipsey, but that doesn't mean that like they were close friends or super tight. It could
Yeah.
have been somebody that he maybe was trying to enter his circle or something,
Well, I
But
mean, even then, that is like a legit question. Like,
oh,
yo,
absolutely, definitely,
are you a snitch? Like, that's a legit question. It's like I say it all the time. It's like I don't hang around people that never done anything illegal before. But with that being said, I also don't hang around people who snitch on people.
yeah.
Just for the simple fact that if something does go down, like I don't want you telling my business out all over the place or calling the cops for like every little thing that might happen at my house. Like Taylor, you were there that night where
A
that
lot of shit has happened at your house.
yeah, where that incident has happened where someone lights got knocked out. Like
Yeah,
that could only go down because someone there nobody snitched. If someone would
exactly.
have snitched, we would have been trouble.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely,
I guess all I wanted to say was basically, disrespect never justifies killing someone.
absolutely
Even
not.
when,
Yeah.
sorry, this is off topic, but even disrespect to like cops, to anyone, it doesn't matter who you are, just because you disrespect them. Like, just if they disrespect you, you disrespect them, it just does not call for murder
or
ever.
it goes back to
Absolutely.
people saying, people don't fight no more. They just want to shoot. Like, yo, if you feel disrespected by another man, Seattle has a law. It's that superhero law. Like
Oh
if
yeah, where he can like you can fight
yeah,
for like
me
a
and you
couple
as
minutes while they're
yeah,
watching, right?
two grown men, we can call the sheriff or the cop and be like, hey, yo, look, we got a problem and we want to solve this right now. Referee, just fight. And y'all can throw hands. You know, and make sure nobody gets stabbed or shot because disrespect doesn't warrant a shooting. Disrespect warrant you catching my hands. Like that's what that is.
Yeah,
Because now you get no respect because you shot the man
yeah,
Mhm.
instead of fighting or talking it out like a full grown adult.
Yeah.
exactly. I still can't believe it happened. Even the footage is just kind of like, and it's not even great quality or anything like that. But just looking at it, it's just so unbelievable. He's standing right there one minute, and then the next he just drops to the floor, and then the guy even comes back and like kicks him or something. Like just completely disrespectful. And the worst part is that people were there. Other people got hurt, I'm sure, but nobody did nothing. Nobody said nothing. Like people have seen what this person looks like. They know who he is. The only problem now is whether we kind of talked about this before, if it's going to end up being street justice or if they're going to go to the cops and be like, this is who did it, and I'll do something about it. And it also sucks because all the rumors kind of going about people think that he may have been murdered for the Dr. Sabi thing, and people are trying to say the government did it. Basically, they're basically trying to make him the Tupac of this generation, like fully, mystery behind his murder. Oh, he was doing great things in the community. He was a positive image. His music was uplifting or whatever. And now, now there's just this void. And even for me, like I was like kind of like saying, I'm not the biggest Nipsey fan personally. I have a bunch of friends who love his music, and I've listened to a lot of his music because I'm riding in the car with my boy and he's bumping something, and he's got some good songs. I've never slept on Nipsey and be like, oh, like, this ain't my cup of tea at all. Like he's boring or whatever. No, I just never took the time out to go like on Spotify and click, save this song, or listen to the albums. I have not a pretty strict music diet, I would say, but like I kind of tend to like certain things the most and look for that the most. When I hear something and I like it, all right, cool, I'm gonna click it and listen to it. Usually just depends on what I'm listening to and what kind of music pops up in my playlist because of the music I'm listening to. But Nipsey definitely was out there giving the blueprint to the young boys and girls of the world, and he didn't deserve this at all, man. He was gunned down in cold blood, and I mean, hopefully this ain't the end. Hopefully this ain't the end of the story. Just that's it, He was just gunned down in cold blood. We don't find nobody. Nothing ever happens. Nobody ever hears anything. I personally would love to find out, what happened to this guy that did it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to his community, his friends and family members, and possibly the police if they get involved. But and I just can't believe, like, the man was said to have a meeting with LAPD, the chief of LAPD, and I forget the other guy's name, but they were going to have a meeting to figure out how they can stop gang violence and basically protect the youth overall. And it's just like, dang, man, they're doing so much in the community, and niggas just don't give a fuck. They don't care what you're doing. They don't care how much you're doing. You can have the whole city on your back, and if a guy sees an opportunity to take you out or to do something to you because he feels like it's necessary, they're going to do it, and that's going to be the end of it. And we're going to see that same cycle. You're gone, your family's sad, people are mourning your loss, they talking about you in the paper, maybe they talking about you in the news. Hell, they may talk about you throughout the nation, but at the end of the day, he's gone now. He can't come back. He's not just hurt, he's gone forever, and that's it. Hopefully he lives on through his music eternally. Long live Nipsey.
All because someone felt disrespected. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was raised differently. You could disrespect me all day as long as you don't put your hands on me. I don't care. Like, what, you just gonna run at the mouth? Okay, cool. Run at the mouth.
I just can't believe that somebody would kill somebody because they called them a snitch, or asking, not even calling them. Whether you want to consider it insinuating, or he asked a question, basically, maybe he had a tone, whatever. But you thought that I'm gonna kill this man who's famous right now, who was up for Grammy for Rap Album of the Year. I'm just gonna end his life right now. This place that I'm in right now, center right here, he owns all this, but I'm gonna just end it right now for him. What the fuck goes through that guy's mind? You know, I can't fathom it. I can't wrap my head around something like that at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's illogical. Like I said before, like at first, especially, I was pointing to all these conspiracy theories. I saw somewhere that they said 6 shots total, 5 to the torso. They all hit like pretty much vital spots, and then a shot to the head. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's a super good shot. Then I saw another story that said 3 people. So I'm like, you shot him 6 times. There's 2 other guys that are in critical condition or hurt or in the hospital, whatever it is. They've been shot too. How many rounds did you let off? Let alone into him, the other 2 guys. And are they gonna survive? Are they gonna talk about this? What the hell is happening right now? How did he just get run up on his own place? But now that the pieces are falling in line, it's like, you accept proof, to some extent. You accept, the words of professionals, police, people who investigative journalism. They got all this information, and now all these conspiracy theories are hopefully being put to rest out of respect for his family. If we have the right or the real answers, then hopefully that's it. I mean, being that close, it doesn't really take a marksman to hit somebody like that. I don't believe. I know I knew somebody from my hometown that her potential lover was, and the father of her child was he was murdered as well, and pretty similar situation. pretty close. Situations like this are just never good for, especially for families. It's just you just leave them broken. And him and Lauren London were so in love. They were so in love. Oh my god, I couldn't imagine what she's going through right now. I couldn't imagine. And all the people tweeting at her. Oh my gosh, there's videos of her. People are asking, "Oh, is this Lauren London?" Because like you can't really see the face, and some girl talking about Dr. Savior, what Nipsey said. You got people just saying, "Oh, I'm praying for you," da 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 da, and it's just like, just leave her alone. Give her a moment, please. Just leave her alone. But I'm off that. I don't. That shit's heavy. That shit's mad heavy, and I pray for his people. I pray for his family. I pray for his wife, his kid, his the people that were under him, the people that this is gonna affect greatly, his fans. Everybody in that community. Yeah, they lost a real one.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to something a little bit lighter. I'm sure that most of us by now have seen the movie Us. I saw it maybe a little bit more than a week ago. I believe you and Sam and Sunny have seen it a couple days ago. I've been kind of dying to talk to you guys about this because I want to hear what your wonderful creative minds have to say about this. It was a very interesting movie to say the least. So,
I thought it was great. I thought Us was it was beautiful. It was definitely more horror, I think, than Get Out was,
hmm,
but it was very, very interesting. I really want to rewatch it because I have so many like questions that I want to see if I can try to find an answer to. I personally tweeted Jordan Peele hoping he'll answer like I'm so positive that there is a connection between spoiler alert when Adelaide stopped dancing due to Red because she said when she danced underground that was when she saw God or basically like changed. It changed her inside. It maybe gave her hope or whatever it was. And suddenly Adelaide stops dancing. So I feel like there's some connection to that, but I can't exactly word it correctly in the way that I want to. That I at one point I had it in my brain, but I couldn't talk to my husband about it because he was asleep, Sam. Uh, so I had to just wait, and then I forgot my epiphany about it. But it's definitely full of imagery and just secrets, and it's just Jordan Peele is just great.
I'm really hoping that at some point soon here that he will just drop all of like if you didn't get it, this is the video to watch.
Mhm.
I have my own theories about certain things too. I tried to put it together today, and one of my friends just kind of laughed at me like, "Oh yeah, sure, that's right." But you mentioned the dance, and that was kind of part of like the whole thing. What essentially I got out of it, just from watching other people talk about it too, and from watching videos and trying to understand things, and just from my own personal understanding as well. I felt like obviously she needed to dance to express herself, right?
Mhm.
That was obviously the let's call her the tethered one, and then the other one the original. So let's go with that. So the tethered one was dancing above ground. The original was dancing below ground.
Mhm.
What I kind of insinuated that was a message to the people underground. Something happened at some point where the original decided to take charge and take lead of this whole adventure, whatever you want to call it, uprising, and somehow this became her thing instead of the tethered thing, right?
Mhm.
So from what I also gathered is that this idea of hers or this rebellion, whatever you want to call it, it just sort of outgrew her to some extent. Maybe it is like I know there's a part where the original says like they couldn't duplicate the soul or whatever, and I started to think that maybe, especially with other stuff in the movie, like the family just kind of gets to killing like right away, pretty much no questions asked. I understand that their lives were in danger, but like I feel like most humans, especially children, aren't necessarily really capable of just murder, like right away. These people were ready for it. The tethered were ready for it. They were that was what their time was for. They wanted to kill, but then the kids kind of got the upper hand on them and were like, just I'm gonna just fight back really fast. Like they're like they will do something scary or shocking or surprising, but then like the kids or the family would react right away instead of like oh just being super timid the whole time, which I thought was kind of interesting because you kind of get into the conversation of are they soulless because they couldn't really duplicate the souls or because you just left them there and they couldn't experience anything. There was nothing there besides some clone bunnies
Yeah, I mean, how can you say they're soulless? I mean, Adelaide was a tethered, and she came up, and
with their
she
normal life.
very much
Well, I think that's
seemed
the
like she
point
had a
of
soul.
it.
Yeah.
The point of it is not to say they couldn't because they didn't have a soul. the point of it is to show that anything is possible, like given the right situation.
Oh yeah, that's a
Like if
great way to
you
look at it.
treat something like an animal, they will in turn become animals. You know, people like grow up in the wild, like those strange cases where they're raised by wolves or dogs or bears or whatnot. They act like what they grew up with.
Mhm.
So if you just treat these things like animals all day, all night, they're just gonna act like an animal. That's just like people saying like video games are dangerous, but it's like, well, if you let your kid play dangerous video games, you put them in that situation where they can be dangerous, then yeah. And then again, when you look at it, it's not the fact that they couldn't talk. They never learned how to talk because they didn't care to teach them to talk.
Exactly.
Mhm.
No
Yeah.
one taught them how to move normally. No one taught them these basic skills. Then they had to eat raw rabbit every night.
Oh God, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's it's disgusting. You
Yeah.
know, cooked rabbit, not so bad. Raw rabbit, nah, I'll pass, bro. So they were essentially just animals. And then you have Adeline, or quote unquote Red, the actual one. She knew life on the outside. And even though she's a little girl, she could have taught them all those things. That's why the Hands Across America.
I did not understand that at all. I
Well,
don't know why that was.
it's one of the
I
last
get
things
the
she saw on
shirt, but
it's one of the
yeah,
last things she saw on TV.
yeah.
You know, if you're a little kid and Hands Across America was the biggest thing, or whatever the biggest thing was out when we were kids, Dragon Ball Z, and that's the last impression of pop culture you ever had, or anything to do with the outside, you would be a
I mean,
Dragon Ball Z fanatic.
maybe, but I mean, she had a Thriller shirt on. That was pretty big. I don't know if Hands Across America would have beat that. Like,
I think it definitely though influenced the symbolism that they chose at the end where they had hands across America.
uh,
I
that,
definitely think that influenced that.
that's just what I didn't get as far
Well,
as
you
the
got to
movie was
think Hands
concerned.
Across America was supposed to be everybody coming together
Yeah,
to help in world hunger. It was a show to show that we're all united.
but do you think that there was like supposed to be something after that, or was it just that was it? Like,
That was them showing the
there's
rest of the
so
world that they
many
exist.
questions.
Yeah, but I don't know what their plan after that was after they all killed their who they
because
were tethered
because
to.
at first I assumed that they were trying to take their lives over. Essentially, they killed the like okay, so the white family, right?
Mhm.
They just killed them off immediately. There was no playing with their food. Essentially, it was just over
Yeah.
for all of them relatively quickly. So then the mom's upstairs putting on makeup, and she like cuts her lip or whatever. Super fucking weird. The father puts on the original dad's robe, and then they answer the door like they're the family or whatever, and then like they don't even kill the tethered version of the black mom of Lupita's character. They don't kill her. They just tie her up and leave her there, right? Another thing I want to
I
point out
think that's mirroring how she was treated underground.
that it's potentially that's very possible, but I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to go back to normalcy. Like you're so you got locked underground and all these people are down here. So I'm assuming something happened because obviously she was dancing on top, she was dancing on bottom. They're still connected to some degree. That was also another one of those like plot hole things where I didn't understand why sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't work. Like fucking for the I don't remember his name, but Baku's character, right? He pushes his glasses up and then his tethered version does the same thing. And I was like, well, you don't even have glasses, and why are you just doing that right now? Like you didn't
Yeah, that is one thing that needs more explanation why sometimes they mirror and sometimes they don't.
the son, spreads out his arms, walks backwards, and then the other one did it too. And
That's
it's
why
just like,
I feel like I need to watch it again.
yeah.
I can't wait till it comes out so I can just watch it like 5 times in a row, try to figure this out.
Oh, geez. I feel like it's just gonna take him on explaining it, or just being like, oh, like we just kind of fucked up, maybe. I mean,
No,
well,
he did not fuck up. He did not fuck up.
I don't know. Some things, some. You remember Hancock, right?
Hancock? Like the
His
Will
powers.
Smith movie?
Yeah, his powers when they were together, their powers weren't supposed to work. That was not the case at
Okay,
all.
but I don't even know who directed and wrote Hancock. But Jordan, I trust Jordan Peele. I saw Get Out. Didn't you see Get Out? So
I did.
I
It
trust
was good.
he
I'm not.
intended every single thing that is in there, and he has his reason. And
But
it just,
it could just be for the sake of the movie though too. Like showing these certain scenes. I mean,
I
like
think he thought it. I think I really believe he
so
thought it
you
very
for
much so.
sure think that there's reasoning why sometimes it wasn't happening.
Yes, I don't know what it is, but I'm positive there is a reason.
We'll definitely see.
Did you hear the? Did you see the theory about Get Out and us being connected?
I haven't, and I don't see in which way that could happen at
Okay,
all. I think
but
you also
wait,
said that
wait,
they're
wait,
not
wait.
connected.
I just want to put this on record. Okay, so what I saw, they think, well, for one, there's supposedly this underground organization that's in both movies. That's why they were red. The people in Get Out at the auction were all wearing red. They're part of, I forget what it was called, some kind of red something society.
Were they wearing
Uh,
all red for real?
they all had a red on them. Yeah.
Mm,
So the thing about that, they say, what if, the scientists that are doing the Get Out experiments had to do with the ones in us, because that was back in the day. So now fast forward to 2017 when Get Out came out, and that's, where it went. And my why I think they're connected is because if you remember in us, they said, oh well, we can't transfer the soul or the consciousness or the soul of a person into the, like they said they don't have souls.
yes.
So in Get Out, what do? They know how to put someone's consciousness, which is basically their soul, into another person's body. So they figured that part out that they couldn't figure out in us. So I'm just saying that kind of seems really linked. So I really feel it's definitely the same scientists or organization that was doing these experiments throughout the years. And it's just, oh, I just can't wait to see more of Jordan Peele stuff. I'm so excited.
He's supposed to be doing Candyman.
Well, I guess I mean his original work. I assume if
Oh
he's doing a remake, that's probably not going to be in the same universe.
yeah.
But
I mean, I'm definitely excited to see what else he brings to the table. I know he's really into this whole horror genre thing, and he's just kind of bringing up stories. He's trying to be original, and even with the whole, he doesn't really see himself hiring white actors to be, or white actors or actresses to be the leads. I think that's, to me, that's fine, just because I feel like, representation is a must, for our people,
yeah,
And like he said, I've seen that movie before, and it's like that's a great way to look at it. Like he's just trying to build a way to, to to give us a chance, basically. So I can totally dig that, and I'm with that all the way. And it's
I just, the market's not in demand for white lead actors. I mean, there's not like this lack of supply.
exactly.
So why add extra supply when, you're already meeting the demands for it?
Exactly. I'm super excited to see what happens next. Of course, one thing that I also wanted to bring up as far as the movie was concerned was, so the plot twist at the end, right? We're all aware that, oh, she was the tethered.
Mhm.
So to you guys, did that feel like a waste?
What?
That whole little plot twist,
No.
it didn't feel
Why?
like a waste to you? Because I say that because I feel like it doesn't change anything about the story. At the end of the day, it's still her trying to protect her family. It's not
Well,
like
some people saw it as, once you know it, she's a tethered, then you see it's more of a selfish trying to keep what's hers instead of trying to protect her family that she loves. It's more of a
I mean,
just selfish kind of.
I believe that to some degree, but I mean,
Yeah, I don't really believe. I think she really loved them, and because I think she had a soul, and
exactly, because she was above
but
ground, living life, enjoying
I
things,
think
being
it was a
trapped.
great. I love the twist. I thought it was
I thought that was such a
great.
waste, just because of the thought that I had that, like, okay, so at the end, the boy looks at her all funny because he's understanding that, oh, like she's not the original, she's a clone or whatever. Fine, which would technically make the daughter and the son half clone. Cool, whatever. Maybe that's why they were so quick to murder. I don't understand the dad's thing, but I mean, hey, when you got to do what you got to do to protect your family, right? So
What do
I'm
you
all
mean
for
the
that.
dad's thing? Like that's just it. Like I think me and Sunny were at Walmart earlier and I was talking about it. Like I think like being a man and then being married to it's like
Oh yeah,
just like you signing up for like physical labor. It's like, no matter how much people want to say, oh, equality, whatever, it's like I'm pretty sure if there were robbers in the house, Sonny would look at me and be like, yeah, you gonna do something about these dudes outside?
oh yeah, for sure. That's why I said, like,
Yeah, but that's
it,
not saying a woman needs a man to do
Oh, I'm
that.
not
But
saying a
I
woman needs a
personally,
man to do it. It's
I
just the
personally don't
fact
want to
that,
do it. So
yeah, it's the fact that, he had to protect his family somehow.
yeah, absolutely. That's why I was attributing that to. But I'm just saying, as far as the family and the murdering spree kind of goes, it potentially could be easier for the kids to do it because they are clones, and that could explain that, or they're half clone. And the mom, of course, she's a tethered, so she's already about it, ready to fucking kill whoever the fuck's coming after her and her own. And then the dad, like you said, I would just attribute that to, oh, he's trying to protect his family, you know, in any way he
I guess we
can.
didn't get to see any other families and how they reacted though. So it's
Exactly, that's
hard to
true.
compare what,
And that
they're
was the
saying.
other
But
thing too, is that I didn't understand. So like, it seemed at first, what I assumed is like they were trying to kill their own clones, right?
mhm.
The girls, the white family in total, the twins, the mom, the dad. Same thing for Lupita's family. They all went with their doppelganger to essentially murder them in the end or whatever. They played with their food first, which was super dumb. So if the point of this was to use the scissors to kill the person so that you would sever the tether or whatever, the symbolism or whatever, doll,
Mhm.
how come she just killed that man like nothing? She just walks up to him and pretty much murders him.
I think the point is you kill your own like tether. That way, it's an expression of freedom. Like I now am the only one.
Yeah, but that's why I was confused why she killed him. The Remember they go to the car and he's like, "Hey, get the hell off my car, kid! What the hell are you doing?" Hey, what about that guy's tether?
He got in the way.
He, do you think that's it? You could have just attributed it to that?
Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know.
you got in my way. Now I'm going to take you out. Because honestly, would he have left her alone to kill the
I don't know.
girl?
I absolutely don't know. But I mean, I would have assumed that she walks up to him though. He does it. He walks like halfway in the middle of the street, and then she gets off the car, comes down, walks up to him, and like slashes his like calf, and he falls, and then goes to town on him or whatever. Right. At some point, his tether was probably going to come to him. Police weren't going to come. Obviously, that was already out of the option because everybody here is dying because their tether is coming. But she decides to go for him instead of going after the girl, and she decides to kill him and leaving. So what happens when that guy's tethered comes? He just is going to be his symbolism of murder is going to happen. He's going to be stuck. Is he going to get to hold hands at the end of the movie? Like I don't know. It's really semantics overall, but I just felt like there were just certain things that I felt needed more explaining. Because I'm sure like when everybody probably went to go see this movie, they probably thought, oh, this is going to be super deep. I got to figure out like the messages I want to see, what I potentially missed or whatever. And that's why for me, the whole plot twist of it all was just okay. So she's a tethered.
I saw the plot twist like in the beginning. I kind of thought, oh, what if they actually switched? I thought that from the beginning, and then I was right. But I really liked that. I think it really meant something. I think it because I mean, I don't know if you believe in the message of it, where it's talking more about like classism and how like you can be whatever, just like as Sam said, given the opportunity, given
Absolutely.
the different life, you can be whatever. So it's showing that a normal person can turn into a monster, and then the lower class, who we in this world, in this metaphor, I guess, deemed as monsters, can also just be a regular person, a successful high-end person, if they just have the opportunity, the resources, the
And as far as that is concerned, absolutely. That's bravo, clap, 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 clap.
so then that's essential that they switch then, because otherwise
Yes,
you can't make that message.
yes, absolutely. But I just feel like as far as like just not the message of the movie, but the purpose of that whole of like the story and whatever, I just feel like the plot twist didn't do anything for me. That was my only gripe about the movie was okay, the plot twist, whatever. She's still protecting her family at the end of the day. It don't make any difference. The boy looks at her funny. Oh, okay, I'm still your mom. You came out of me. So what? I don't care if she was the original. That's what it was for me. But about classism, absolutely, super. You're hit the fucking nail on the head, 100%. That was great.
I just guess the theme and the story are very like hand in hand. They're very, it's not a good story without a good theme or a good
That's true.
message.
That's where I was. That's where kind of where I was pointing to with the whole like, are they soulless because they're down there? I mean, because they're not doing anything, or are they soulless because they couldn't copy the soul? Which more than likely, it's just because you guys just left them down there and they didn't have nothing to do besides fucking.
Which to me, I was thinking, like obviously if it's not a government, maybe non-government things wouldn't just burn and destroy all the evidence of their failed experiment. Because I was wondering, like, why didn't they kill them or just hide the evidence of what they've done?
So do you guys think that it was the storm that led her up there then? The escalator? Like the power outage or whatever? That's something that was brought up to me with that like every time somebody like appears or whatever, there's like a power outage. And it's because like there was the escalator obviously that they couldn't bypass. So when the power shuts off, then oh now she can go up the stairs and get to her doppelganger. And then so like when in the movie when the power goes out and then the son's like, there's a family outside. Oh, the power went out, so they were able to come out. But my only thing was just like, where are those tunnels? I guess, or the sewers. I guess it could have been just sewers. I guess, or they could have just been pouring out of there. But same thing for like the white family. He had a generator though, so his power just pretty much stayed on. But quick shift in power, and it was like, okay, so that's probably them getting out of whatever they need to be out of, and then coming to attack.
I guess I didn't notice that the elevators didn't work going up. I thought they did.
No, it was just a big ass escalator going down.
No, it went up. It went
Pretty
up.
sure it was going down.
They were going down.
I'm pretty sure it went up. Because I'm pretty sure when the tethered Adelaide was walking towards, up, I'm pretty sure she did not climb the stairs. She stood on an escalator and rode it up. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember seeing her actually on the escalator. I just remember her seeing the platform and then just.
Okay, I guess maybe that could be it. There was a theory about flashing lights because this is back to them being linked with Get Out. The camera flash always woke up the people from that were stuck in the sunken place. It woke up their consciousness, and then in the flash of the lightning, which I think that's a stretch, but maybe the flashing means something. I'm not sure.
What
but
if the Flash was in this movie?
The Flash, yeah. That seems appropriate. Like he totally fit in, right? That's
Flash, reverse Flash.
Exactly. It would have been crazy.
All right. This is perfect time to transition to our last segment with Sam.
Ooh, tender.
What the fuck? What does that mean?
You never watched Recess?
Tender.
Like when I was young, I don't remember shit like that.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't remember the Swamps?
No.
Wow, Sonny.
I remember what they looked like. I don't remember any of their names or anything.
Your childhood is officially dead and gone many, many moons ago.
Yeah, I had a baby.
Wow,
I am aware my childhood is gone. I'm literally like, I don't remember anything before now. Before having a baby, my whole life is over. I'm just a shell of myself.
All right, now moving along to the last segment of the podcast. This or that with Sam. Come on down.
I hate you.
Sorry.
But anyways, we're going to play a little game. A little this or that. I'm going to give you a topic. I'm going to give you two choices. And you're going to tell me which one would you prefer. And don't make it long. Don't ramble.
I'm already
sweating. Tell me why you would prefer this.
Already sweating.
You're already sweating? It's like, oh my God, must not talk for more than 2 minutes. All right, so you guys ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, I already said this a little bit earlier, and I already know Taylor's going to hate me for this one, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Which one was better, Naruto or One Piece?
I say Naruto because I watched more of it, and Gar is hot.
So. What?
Oh, there it is. Fangirl action.
All right, that's out there now. All right. Any of you Gara cosplayers, watch out now.
Well, have you heard his voice? It's his voice. He has that deep, raspy voice.
His dub voice or his sub voice?
Dub.
Interesting.
I didn't. That was back when I was young. I watched dubs. Now I don't because I just can't stand.
I've only watched One Punch Man and Mob Psycho in dub, and I can't watch it in sub.
I can't watch anything dub anymore. Anyways, go on, your turn.
So for my turn, it's hard. It's a hard spout. If we're strictly saying One Piece versus Naruto, I might just say I could potentially say One Piece, but if we're using like the whole series of One Piece and the whole series of Naruto, including Naruto Shippuden, potentially even the crap that is Boruto, I'm probably will have to give it to Naruto. They have some of the best choreography that I have ever seen in any anime, including the GOATs of all anime. I would have to go with Naruto overall.
All right.
What about you, Sam? What do you say, Sam? Since you put us through this torment.
Oh no, easy. Naruto, and I'll make it even better. I'll say Naruto before the Shippuden series. Yeah, that's right. Naruto pre-time skip.
Why? What's your reason?
My reason, 101, emotional. Naruto was an emotional wreck as a kid. All he cared about was his friend Sasuke, who never liked him, and how bad he wanted to be Hokage.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I wouldn't say they're gay. They're just young and emotional. They're emo kids. There were the kids at the lunch table that wore all black and said, "My mom doesn't understand me."
You know, there's actually 2 episodes where they accidentally kiss.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You never accidentally kiss another man before, Taylor?
Absolutely not. Not even close.
I would ask if you
I've accidentally kissed a man.
Nope. What? Well, that's okay because you're a woman, though. That's not really out of the norm, I guess. And I mean, I'm not saying that being gay and kissing another man is out of the norm now either. It's 2019.
Kissing a man doesn't make you gay.
I suppose I'll give you that.
Especially on accident. I mean, it doesn't make you gay if it's on accident for sure.
How do you kiss somebody by accident? You got to clear that up real quick.
Okay, let's just. Okay.
We'll say that for another
next
time. Say that for another. Okay, all right.
Before we start ranting for 5 minutes.
Another episode. Oh my god. So the time Sonny kissed a man by accident. All right.
I don't think I've ever kissed anyone by accident. I was joking. I'm sorry.
I know. I just thought that's hilarious.
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't, there are times in my
Here's
life
your
that
rambling.
it's all black.
You're
I
both
don't remember
rambling.
anything.
You're both going
Go,
on.
Sam. Go, Sam. Do the next one.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Strictly burgers, nothing else. It's the burgers.
Not considering fries.
Not considering fries.
Burger King then, yeah.
I
Burger
think Burger
King?
King's fries are better than McDonald's fries too. And what? Boom.
Ooh.
They are pretty good though. I do like both of them actually. It's hard to pick.
Both of you got trashy taste, but I'm also picking Burger King.
Yeah, why would you say that? Because for one, you can't even eat McDonald's without your stomach getting upset. So
Yo, McDonald's will put me out of commission for like a week. I swear to you.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell? I can hold Taco Bell in my stomach for some reason.
for some reason,
That's weird.
I don't even understand.
You can't hold McDonald's. You can hold Taco Bell. That's
Yo,
crazy.
real Mexican food, fake Mexican food, I can take it all. McDonald's one time.
That's
Ooh.
crazy. Is it anything specific or like just anything pretty much from there?
Anything from
It's
McDonald's.
all filled
Anything.
with preservatives and fucking shit.
Yeah, like the
nothing
shit,
wants to
like
touch.
it just fucks me up. I'm not meant to eat it.
all kinds of chemicals and random shit.
But sometimes I need a Big Mac though. So I mean, sometimes I'll get McDonald's, but if I can get
Big
Burger
Macs have
King,
too
I
much
think
lettuce. Big Macs have way too much.
I don't mind vegetables. Unlike you
It
children.
doesn't even. First of all, I adore vegetables. I like vegetables. Just
What's wrong with lettuce? You don't even taste it. I mean,
Lettuce is a waste of space.
It's like chopped up lettuce. It's not like a piece of lettuce you put on there from like your
oh
home
God,
cooker.
whatever.
It's like a bunch of little rippy bits of lettuce, and it's just thrown in there, and it's just like, just take this shit out of here. I don't need this. Why do I want this in here?
Okay, moving on. Which one would you rather eat, a squirrel or a rat?
What?
A squirrel or a rat? Which one would you rather
How about
eat?
you answer this
They're
one
like
first?
the same thing. Why?
You
Like,
answer first.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I ate the fucking squirrel.
I was gonna say the same thing. Squirrel as well.
I mean, if you look at it, they're both the same thing.
that's what I said. They're the same thing.
To an extent, but
I guess a squirrel just because they don't live in the sewers and shit.
Which brings up my next point. This isn't a this or that, but I want to ask you this question seriously. What's the difference between eating insects and eating shrimp, crab, and lobster?
nothing.
Shrimp, crab, and lobster live in water. Some bugs live in water, but not all
But
of
they're
them.
basically cockroaches of the sea.
I
They
know,
are the cockroaches of the
you
sea.
know-
What's the difference?
They taste good.
They eat everything.
Well, I don't know. Bugs might taste good. I've just never eaten them.
I've eaten an ant before. It was just really spicy.
Everyone's eaten an ant before.
It was really spicy.
I'm going to say because they're not distributed, widely in America. That's the difference. So I don't have access to like well cooked bugs.
I think we assume that that specifically that cockroaches are associated with like shit or something or like really dirty things versus like shrimp or just like, oh, it comes from the ocean floor. It probably eats like algae or some shit like that, something super small and microscopic. I don't necessarily know a shrimp's diet. I would never pretend to know them, but they don't like bottom feed necessarily, like that's like the same thing with like catfish. Like before my dad passed, he was like really into like, don't eat freaking catfish. That's freaking bottom feeder. It's disgusting.
What's the difference in eating pork?
I mean,
a pig will eat any damn thing.
That's true, but we're not supposed to.
Except for teeth.
And I don't really eat pork like that, so that doesn't really affect me. Luckily.
All right, moving on. Who would win in a fight, Goku or Superman?
Goku. I don't give a fuck what that stupid ass YouTube.
I thought I saw a lot of things that said Goku would win.
No, there's two whole death battles where they basically slap Goku in the face by saying he has unlimited potential, but Superman has unlimited power. There's not a difference in that. I just want to say there's no difference in that. And then their biggest example was basically Superman lifted up a book with infinite pages, which would be lifting up infinity, and that Superman also became real at one point, which is still a fucking comic book. He's not real. It's
So you're saying I got it wrong.
I despise Superman.
Goku always wins, so that's why he'd win. Like
he does not
always. He always gets he always powers up enough to win.
That does not.
I don't know. Cell kind of blew his ass up.
He couldn't beat Cell the first time they fought.
Okay, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I've only seen the first 2 volumes of Dragon Ball Z, but and then I saw some of Super when Sam was watching it. But I don't like Goku, but he always seems to just power up magically, always strong enough to win.
I mean, the only people who like Goku are like 3rd graders and guys who never grow up.
Well, first of all, I like Goku, so
point proven.
Wow, bitch, I'm a little baby. But what I was gonna say is I've actually thought that Sam was Goku, except like less hood, and that you would be like Chi Chi because you would like want your kid to grow up to be like smart and stuff. And if like Sam was like beating the shit out of people all the time, you would be like super upset by that and like don't take my baby. And he'd be like, no, but he has to train with us.
What are you talking about? Are you comparing us to
To
characters?
Goku and Chi Chi, yeah.
For one, why would you think Sam is like Goku?
Because I feel like he would. At the end of the day, he's gonna listen to you, and Goku's definitely afraid of Chi Chi. It's to that extent to like to listen and stuff.
Oh, so you think Sam's afraid of me? Wow, that's very offensive.
Not in the not.
Sam,
Oh my god!
What was that?
are you afraid of me? Are you paying attention?
I'm tired of
Yes,
digging this hole.
no, you could like cut out a little bit. Yes, am I afraid of you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna hit me if I say yes?
Samuel, do the next one.
Android or Apple?
Android.
That's a hard question because I do have an Apple phone, but I know that Samsung is actually ahead of the curve, and that iPhone is just fucking trailing at this point. So I'm gonna say Samsung
Trader.
It's Android,
or
he
whatever.
said, or
Android.
Apple.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Android.
Yeah, because you know there's
Because Androids can be anything.
Yeah.
They don't have to be
You're right.
specifically one brand. Unlike Apple, iOS is just all Apple. There's no other option.
Text messages.
What?
It's a blue text messages.
Jimmy John's or Subway.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. And you know that because we just ate Jimmy John's today, didn't we?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't had Jimmy John's in years, and yeah, Subway's pretty much trash.
Yeah, I hate Subway.
You guys know Soldier Boy owns a Subway?
I don't.
So what?
Soda Boy owns a lot of things.
So what? I'm just saying owning a franchise, who cares?
I was just pointing
So
that out.
who owns who remember when we lived in Washington, who owned the Wingstops?
Not Rick Ross because he owns
I
it.
don't remember.
I don't think it was Marshawn Lynch. It was some other football player. I think.
It's Russell Wilson.
No. I don't know. It was one of the people that we worked for, so I forget.
No, well, I work for the U.S. government, ma'am, and they own everything,
Including me.
including me. Definitely me.
Jesus, man.
I
That's
mean,
insane.
how do they not own everything? Everyone pays taxes to them. Pretty much own
Okay,
you.
Sam, you got something else? You got something else?
Nah, I'm pretty much done for now. There was a lot of rambling going on, and
You mean making conversation the
Oh,
point
man.
of this podcast?
yeah, but
There's a lot of that going
you guys
figure
literally
out.
were about to start arguing whether lettuce was like a good vegetable or not.
Oh my gosh.
Shut
It's
up.
silly water, but
Let's be
okay.
honest. If you actually count lettuce as a nutritional vegetable,
It's
you need to
not.
go back to health class.
Nobody said nutritional.
She just
She
said
said
vegetable.
vegetable.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's a
You're right.
vegetable. Like anything that grows from the ground is a vegetable.
They're making lettuce out of fucking products now.
And sometimes people are. But
A
Yeah,
vegetable.
sometimes
Oh
people.
my god.
My girl's a vegetable.
Gosh, well, can we not?
Please
Remember
don't.
that cadence?
Can we, yeah, I do. Can we not though? Can we
Oh
not?
my god, I loved that.
Okay,
cadence.
okay, Sam. Okay.
That's actually one of my favorite
Taylor-
cadences too. But I do have a this or that if I may interject really quickly. I
Oh,
think
go
it might
ahead.
be
Sure.
kind of fun. So 2 shows that I don't know if you guys have watched very much of, obviously, but this or that. Do you pick One Punch Man or Mob Psycho?
Ooh.
I've never seen Mob Psycho, so I'm gonna pick One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man.
I'm gonna pick Mob Psycho.
Sonny, I feel like you would really love Reagan as a character, and I feel like you need to watch it. You really
Yeah,
do.
I think she should watch Mob Psycho.
Okay, so you come over, you clean the house, you take care of the baby, you do my homework, and you edit
Alright,
this,
so One
and then
Punch Man it is.
I can
All
watch
right.
okay, thanks.
That was quick. Quitter.
Me myself, I'd probably pick
No,
Mob Psycho. though.
I only pick Mob Psycho because Mob actually has emotions, and it reminds me of a lot of people that like just try to hold their emotions back until they can't do anything about it and just
blow up.
blow up.
Sounds a
Are
lot
you
like
talking
me.
about yourself?
I
No,
thought he was talking about me for a second there.
Oh, I guess you guys have a lot in common.
oh no, Taylor. I definitely never seen you hold emotions back.
Well, I think
Right.
it's just in general a man thing, and it's a totally it's a conversation for another day. It's definitely ingrained for Black men, especially, to do that. Keep your emotions in.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it probably describes you both in a way. It's a discussion for a different day though, because that's at least a 30-minute discussion.
Black men and emotions and their lack of them.
It's not the lack of; it's the cultural expectation for them
Yeah.
to repress them.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. I feel that 100%.
Telling Taylor he was soft earlier. Yeah,
Oh
it's the
man,
same shit.
that hurt my soul. But I'm not gonna let him know that because I ain't no punk.
yeah, good job not letting him know. Good job.
Taylor, I've seen you walk upstairs talking about I can't do this, I can't do this when someone was about to get knocked out.
Well, first of all, I didn't know that that person was going
Oh
to get
my
knocked
God.
out. Second of all, I didn't want to be an accomplice or a witness to what was about to happen. That's all that was. I was just
Soft.
eliminating my. That's
Like
there's
baby
nothing
shit.
soft about.
Baby shit soft.
Excuse the fuck out of me. Anyway, with that being said, this has been another episode of Cultured by the Uncultured. We hope you had a couple laughs. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. We hope you guys learned something. We hope you guys took away something from this whole discussion. Hell, maybe you may have even discovered some shows you guys might want to watch in the future. One Punch Man, Mob Psycho 100, Dragon Ball Z for those of you who are fucking weebs. Anyway, tune in next time and hopefully we'll have something even better in store for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is Taylor B, Sunny.
If you say signing off,
Not signing off, but we're saying au revoir.
Au revoir.
subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, please. It would mean so much to us. We also have a website, www.culturedbytheuncultured.com. Look at our page, check us out. We'll be dropping content on that page specifically for you guys shortly, and we'll probably have some more goodies for you in the future. Thank you.